I just wanted to share some good resources to research on, to learn more about what is happening in the world right now. I can share my screen, but you can open this on your phone. It's called whatonearthishappening.com/podcast. I'll link it below either way. And it's a chronological study starting from knowing ourselves to knowing the powers that be, which are controlling this world, to understanding other lies and deceptions which have been told to us, including the origins of humanity, the origins of eugenics, and all other dark things which are happening right now. So rather than going to these all these other sources, I mean, we're living in an age of information, but we are flooded with misinformation. So if you're looking for the right place to start, or you don't know, you don't trust what you're reading, or you feel like you don't know what you're reading is correct or not, and you want to verify that with something, even then, this is a great place to start. From chemtrails to, let me just take you through what is there on the website, because that is important. So this is the website. And so we start with the brain. So there's around, don't worry about the numbers, you start with one. And in each episode there are slides given for better understanding the concepts explained, right? You start with some quotes, there are some, as you go on later, you have things like the way. So Mark starts about understanding our brains. So you can see the topics here: truth, reception, solipsism, consciousness, and human brain. This especially is a very, very important mindset. A lot of people even in the truth movement, so-called truth movement, believe in. It's called solipsism or moral relativism. Like the word itself sounds like immoral, right? Like it's like moral relativism. So what I was trying to get to was moral relativism is a belief that everybody is free to make their own right and wrong, and there is there's nothing called objective truth, and everything is based on the whims and fancies of the person. I mean, this is how a Satanist or a serial killer or a psychopath would think like, right? But this has become the common mentality among people, and that's one of the reasons they don't care about what's happening in the world. They don't care what's happening to them. They don't care what's being put into them under the guise of healthcare. So there are a lot of topics we get into. So if you haven't heard of Mark Passio before, Mark Passio is really well known for his Matrix trilogy breakdown, which is one of the best I've seen. And the Natural Law Seminar, which is an 8-hour seminar recorded, I think, 10 years ago, but it hasn't got as much of a following as you think it would, because I don't know, people don't want to sit through 8 hours. They rather binge watch something on Amazon Prime. They'll watch seasons and seasons of TV shows, crap TV shows, selling the same ideology of moral relativism, solipsism, and a lot more. If you actually go to YouTube and if you check out Netflix shows, and if you're watching, you'll see the amount of propaganda that's being put in there. And that's the kind of shit they want you to watch. They don't want you to watch something which will really, shake you up and tell you what's really happening. Yes, the truth is uncomfortable, but it'll set you free. So it is a journey you have to take, and it's really interesting. Like when I started reading this, when I started going into the sea alchemy, sorcery, like the things you believed was magic or not true as a child. For example, another topic which was like that for me was the supernatural, the paranormal. When I was a kid, I was fascinated by supernatural and paranormal stuff. But I remember my dad just, once I was reading a paranormal book about ghosts or something in between my school textbook, and my dad found out and he tore that book apart. I mean, that's the amount of hatred people who believe in religion and state will have towards something like that, because it's something they cannot explain. Their religion doesn't explain the religion being their organized religion, or their belief in the government. So it's a very tricky area to go into for most people, but it is real. I mean, consciousness and spirituality, science and spirituality have always been related, but the polarization of those two is what has caused this, is what I understand. And I'm not even saying science in the way scientism, which is being done today. I mean, real science, which is found out through the process of investigation, by applying Trivium, by applying the process of grammar, rhetoric, and logic. So I'll share the Trivium video as well. But if you haven't started this yet, this is my pitch for you. This is my request to you. This is my earnest request to everyone who is watching this. This doesn't feel like work, trust me. I mean, it took me a couple of months to finish the whole thing, but one episode a day is totally doable. And I say go for it, because we don't have a lot of time. Time's up. And the only way we can change the situation right now is each one of us do the shadow work, understand what's happening to the world, understand what's happening around us, stop being in this thing of a victim, be ready to sacrifice, be ready to, I mean, if you have to give up your job, if you have to give up your, are you ready to do that? Because our freedom fighters did that. They did that. And I mean, I'm not saying we ever got independence, but I mean, a revolution is a revolution because people have to first withhold their power from giving their power to the government or the authority. Because really, if you see, there's only two religions in the world, or two divides. There's only one great divide with two sides. One side is the one which believes in authority and believes that a group of people have a moral, not moral, they have the authority to rule over others. And the other side which does not believe that. And that is pure anarchy. Pure anarchy is anarchy, archon. An is used as a prefix to say there's a negation. It's like no rulers, no archons. So most of you are already familiar with the word archons. So if you delve deeper into Mark Passio's work, a lot of hidden information, not hidden information, it is of course a lot of hidden information is revealed there. A lot of gaps in your memory or your knowledge base, your overall picture of this situation will fill up. And that is the biggest thing you can have right now, is a way to connect the dots, because the dots are all there. We have each one of us who's woken up either now or before. I mean, everything in our life has been leading us to this. That's one thing I intuitively feel, and I have experienced it. Like, there have been little crumbs which have been leading up to this event. I mean, sometimes I think, we should have woken up way back then, because this is actually very, very late. But I mean, there's a time and place for everything. So we'll take what we get, and be grateful for being part of this apocalypse. So I'll see you next time with the next video. I'll try to do more of these, but in the meantime, if you haven't already, start watching what on earth is happening. It's super easy. You can download it on your phone. If you have good internet, if you live in a city, don't even need to do that. You have Wi-Fi and you have data, and it streams seamlessly through that. And as you get a hang of the first few episodes, you will start to understand concepts at a quantum speed. Like, that's how I define it, because a lot of it is just dot connecting, and Mark's research is very, very well put. There is a lot of links, videos which are there along with the podcasts, from chemtrails to the cloud shots to anything, any topic you want. There is, I think he's covered pretty much everything, from fluoride to chemtrails to, because the lies run deep, and there is a way to uncover this light. That is what is really hard to accept for most people. So yeah, I'll take a, that'll be my, I think that's all I have to say for this. So yeah.